Hi everyone, alongside Mike Trossel, I'm Dave Giancola, and thanks for joining us again for another U.S. Open Classic finish. The 2010 U.S. Open at historic Pebble Beach was turning into a coronation through 3 rounds for the long-hitting and up-and-coming star Dustin Johnson.
But Dave, the U.S. Open is rarely that simple. Like many before him, Johnson struggled to deal with the pressure and was 6 over par through 4 holes on Sunday, opening the door for fellow competitor Graeme McDowell of Northern Ireland in search of his first major title.
Yeah, Graeme played impressively. He grinded out a tough Pebble Beach Sunday. His fiercest competitor for the trophy came from an unlikely source in unheralded Frenchman Gregory Havre, but also playing in front of McDowell and applying pressure was a who's who of stars and major champions in Tiger Woods, Phil Mickelson, and Ernie Els. Quite the group. So let's take you to Pebble Beach for the dramatic conclusion. Let's join McDowell on the 13th tee.
McDowell on the tee after a great up and down, Roger.
Terrific bunker shot at the last. This now sets up well for his draw. This drawing up the left-hand side, I think will be okay, but maybe a shade farther left than he wanted it.
Yeah, it's in the fairway. Nice line there. A little draw into that left hole location.
Yeah, the swing has just got a tendency to kick it left just a little bit, and under pressure, you'll see if it costs him or not coming in. It's cost a couple bogeys already. But good play, great bunker shot by McDowell in the last hole. What an up and in under pressure.
Here's Dustin Johnson. Hang on, +9 for the play.
Going right.
That's going up the right-hand side at the bunker. That's going to be okay.
Let's go up to 18.
Watson in the bunker. This is going to be his 3rd.
Good spot. That's a good way to finish, Tom. There you go, like a champion.
Played his very first U.S. Open here in 1972. The year that Jake won it. He played some very solid golf here, Johnny. Opened up with a 78, but then shot 71-70 and has a +5 round going today.
Yeah, that'll be for 10 over par, 4 over for the day.
He's fighting the tears here.
Yeah, it's a good problem to have.
14.
From 99 yards, straight up the hill, back into the wind.
Peter saw him miss the green left. He did a great job advancing the ball to this point.
This could be the next open for him, right?
This needs to get up.
That ball's going to be back. Probably in front of the green about 15 or 20 yards, unless
it picks up speed in
will it
about.
stop? No.
It's going to pick up speed right now.
Well, that's surprising with only 99 yards.
Came right out of it. Didn't even come close, Peter.
This is no bargain from here. We've seen players, we saw earlier in the telecast, players go back and forth. Let that thing go.
Jake, Johnny, there's been thoughts about changing this green. What are your thoughts?
I think there's plenty of room up there if you hit a good shot. You just got to hit a good shot. You know, it's actually a great hole. It's the kind of hole you want. One of them. You don't want 2 of them, but one's enough.
Go, dig.
Well, from 86 yards out of the rough, looks like Phil and Ernie are going to be side by side. Let's go up to 18.
Tom Watson. One little putt away from saving par. Birdie actually coming out of there, and he missed it.
He wanted that so badly. I had a feeling he might do something like that, but it doesn't matter.
All of that to save his par. Rolls around again. Let's go! Second oldest man to make a cut at a U.S. Open.
Save that ball, Tom. Just like at the British Open, the people let him know and they let him hear.
He just plays the game with such class, such passion, and has played it so well, and now into his 60s. Over to McDowell at 13.
Second shot from the left side of the fairway. Roger, 160 yards.
Which is a great angle for him, Brad. I like it for somebody who draws the ball. He can kind of shoot away from that left-hand side. Use the draw, use the slope, and work it in there. But you want to keep it underneath the hole here.
He really does today. If he can hit it right at our camera tower, turn it in a little bit.
He hasn't hit the screen yet this week, guys.
He's made 3 pars here, though, Johnny, so he can keep it in front of the green in this whole location.
He's got it right of the hole. Looks like it might need to get up a shade.
That's the best shot we've seen here in a long time. About 6 feet, Roger. Up to 14.
Hell's now with his 4th shot. You can see Phil Mickelson's going right in front of him. He had to mark his ball. They were so close. And that is a beautiful pitch. If he could save par here, that would be huge at this point in the championship.
Tied for second, 2 back, even par.
Phil Mickelson next.
I have to tell you, Peter, this was all set up by the most bizarre of seconds. He nearly took Ernie's head off with a shot from a good line in the left rough that just, it was kind of an unexplained shot that just didn't go where he was looking.
Well, Phil's the king of the flop shot. We've seen him hit so many great shots like this.
Sit.
Oh, man, that's about a foot from downhill. That took his grass away.
Yeah, he was lucky he spun that ball to keep it on the fringe.
Yeah, Phil is 3 back. Sorry, Peter, but he's 3 back. McDowell at 1 over, so he needs to get it up and in.
Here's a good angle, John. You can see how much slope is off the back and left of the 14th green. So treacherous. It's so difficult. It's a tabletop, really. There's just not much room on the back left of the green. You see from the right side of the green, you see where Ernie is standing. That right half of the green it's uncuppable. You can't use it.
Peter, if that was a table, it was a cafe table, not a dining room table. It is really tiny.
Ernie's got a putt here now that should break slightly to his left.
I don't think he needs to get it outside the hole, though, if it has a little pace to it.
We haven't seen too many train wrecks here. We've had only one other back in the 14th fairway. You see Havre will be laying up.
Very important layup.
It is, and he's playing actually out of the first cut of rough. It's a good lie, but still a little bit more uncertainty as to the flight of the ball here.
I think it's only like 22 yards wide where he's going to hit it to, with a tilt from right to left.
It's about a 6 or 7% tilt from right to left. Should be playing a cut to keep it on the hill.
That's what he has done, Peter. It's up the left side, though. Should land soft.
Now Ernie back up on the green for his par. Just lost speed.
Oh, that broke hard though, didn't it?
Sure did.
That hurts. Yeah, a good chance to make birdie here with a good shot and ends up making 6.
And at this point in the championship, you can't stand to give shots away like that.
Well, you said, Peter, that this hole could be pivotal, and so far it's pivotal for the first leader that's come through.
Well, there's 18 holes out here, John, and in the U.S. Open Championship, you play them 4 times. But this one seems to be the hole that sticks out in everybody's mind as they get to the backside. There's no question 8, 9, and 10 get your attention, but this week, 14 hits you like a air horn.
Yeah, 14 and 17 are very difficult holes.
On pace to be the most difficult par 5 in the last 25 U.S. Opens. 14.
Another, it's going to go. Oh, man, 2 6s here by the guys that are challenging Graeme McDowell. So he, again, McDowell sort of getting a little break from the guys that are chasing him.
Well, we said it earlier. Everybody is kind of running away from McDowell the wrong direction. Let's go back to 13.
Speaking of McDowell, Roger, this putt has been missed to the right by almost every single player.
Well, there's not a lot in this putt that I can see. It's right on top of a little knob, really.
He shoved it out. It actually looked like it went to the right, and you can see him staring in disbelief. But he'll make par and stay 2 ahead. Back to 14.
Well, Tiger's hit a huge drive, and he's going for this mark.
Well, it's a hard enough shot with a wedge, Peter, as you've documented. How about from 242?
He wants to get it in that front bunker. That's a good spot.
Well, the front bunker would be good, but if he could sneak it up the right-hand side and run it back there, that would be ideal.
That's where he's playing. He's pulled it just a little low.
He can get it up and down from there. We've seen that most of the day, the pin in the back. Look at that. I know you wish you were here with us. We're having a great time.
McDowell sits on top, and Tom Watson, has he played his final U.S. Open? If he has, you can bet there's not a better place to do it than his favorite golf course at Pebble Beach, next to his son on Father's Day. Tough U.S. Open to figure out who's going to win it. McDowell with a 2-shot lead right now. He hasn't gotten to the par 5 14th. We've already seen Ernie Els, Phil Mickelson there record bogeys. We got the second to last group there right now, and this was what was happening while we were away, Jake.
Yeah, Gregory Havre in a great position. What a great story. Currently in second place while we're away, playing his third of the 14th, and very careless, left it to the right, and I don't have to tell you where that's going to end up.
Can't believe all these balls to the right.
The ball rolled all the way back down to the front of the green now. We come back live with his 4th shot up and over the edge of the bunker.
Barely see the flagstick from here.
This looks pretty good.
It's very good. It was very good, Mark. Hit the pin and stopped a couple of feet away. That was a huge break.
And that ball was not biting after that bounce, was it?
So back on the tee, our leader, Graeme McDowell. See him teeing up way to the left.
Looks like a cut shot there.
Don't know if he's got the length. No, he doesn't. That ball carried into that bunker. Can't see it right now.
It might be near the lip, and if it is, he's going to have a tough time making par, if that's where it is.
Tiger Woods now with his 3rd out of the front bunker. Pretty easy position, and what a beautiful shot here.
Well, I'll say.
Gorgeous shot. That's going to be the easiest birdie we've seen all day. Let's go up to 15.
Phil Mickelson.
Another wild tee shot, but he's drawn a very, very good lie this time, 136 yards.
Right off of the cable.
Oh, that's how good the lie was around it.
I've never seen that before.
It's a wonder we're still on the air.
Why would you do that?
I don't know. He gets relief from that if he would have chosen to, but that's the kind of day it's been at this U.S. Open. We don't know what's going to happen from moment to moment, but we do know this, that McDowell has the 2-shot lead over Havre, which would be one of the most unbelievable stories in U.S. Open history. We already told you that Francis Ouimet was the last back in 1913 to win this championship in his very first try, but we don't know where Havre is going to end up. He's having problems at 14, and there's McDowell's lie at 14.
Yeah, right by the lip. He probably can't hit more than, if I was guessing, maybe 9-iron or wedge, Roger.
Yeah, it looks like he's got a wedge in his hand, Johnny, and I don't think he can move this much more than 100 yards. He's got to get it up pretty quick.
That's a big miss. He hit that cut, trying to cut it around the corner. He didn't need to do that.
Well, he's got 284 to the hole, so he's going to have a lot left for his 3rd if he gets it out of here. Okay, good contact. All right, this will be in the fairway, but he advanced it. Maybe 100 yards. That's it.
Now what do you do?
play a real good next one.
Up on the 14th green, Havre for his par, which would be an incredible save just before him. Tiger tapped in. His birdie.
Wow, it's a great chance McDowell will make bogey here, and so that's going to bring Elf right back in there, a couple shots, and Havre within a shot with most likely.
Here is Els, 15, left with 101.
Definite birdie opportunity. Messed up the last wedge on the last hole.
Yes! That close to getting it back to even. '94 and '97 U.S. Open champ. If he was to win, it would be a 13-year span, the longest span between U.S. Open championships in history. And again, our thanks to the MetLife Blimp for the unique overhead views of this event. To gain a unique perspective on your own retirement, you can visit MetLife.com and learn how to strengthen your personal safety net today.
Well, if this is going to be a par, we're going to go over to 15 with Mickelson.
Johnny, the lie is actually pretty good, and where he'll have to land the ball is relatively flat. This could be hold.
He's a human high wire out.
Because those wires are sort of sticky, you know, that rubber on the wires, it'll grab the club when you hit it.
Well, back on 14, you can see our championship leader, Graeme McDowell, back in the fairway with a long third.
Yeah, it's pitch distance 168 back. Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
He and his caddy trying to figure this out. Only 162 yards left, but nobody's been able to figure this out all week, Roger.
Well, he advanced his second a little farther than I thought he might. Hit quite a good shot now. 162, ball above his feet, hole cut back. You got to get this ball to the hole.
Let's go up to 15.
And a little putt for Ernie Els to bring him back to even within 2.
Right where he really got round 3 going yesterday. Birdied here, birdied 16.
Farther than he was for the birdie try.
Man, there's going to be some guys tonight saying, "Are you kidding me?"
What better is he doing, you know?
With one arm tied behind my back, you know.
Gutridge.
Yeah.
To 14.
Pretty good one.
The only way you can hit this on the green, I think, is with a high fade, Roger. I don't know how you can hit it with a draw.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one.
And with the ball above his feet, harder yet.
What's it, 1 in 10 to hit the top tier?
If he gets it on the right tier here, maybe more than 1 in 10, John. He's hitting a high draw.
Big right.
Just left of the hole.
I just don't think a high draw, you can stop it. You got to hit the high, soft fade.
Watch where this ends up. There's just no room for error here, and it looked like it came to rest in a divot.
Not too bad though. It's pretty flat back there. It's just like it's right at the.
It was a good shot. Just almost impossible.
Els coming back for par. Okay. Avoids a disastrous bogey there. Stays at +1 within 3. And this was a moment ago back on the tee at 15. 397 yards.
Turn over. Come on, guys. Don't let Phil overtake you, buddy. Spill the mat.
Ray drifting into the right rough.
Not a good angle for the right hole location. I think that's why Phil tried to hit it off the wires, because he knew he could spin it off the wire.
2010 USA Outdoor Track and Field Championships from Iowa come your way next Saturday, 3 o'clock Eastern Time, only on NBC. As the nation's track stars race head-to-head.
Or if Mr. Bolt will be there, who runs like lightning.
Only one player in the last 12 groups is under par today, and that's Davis Love III, who you see there at +3. Havre is even on his round. Graeme McDowell +1, who trailed Dustin Johnson by 3 heading into this final round. If you just joined us, Dustin Johnson triple bogeyed the second, doubled the third, dropped 6 shots in the first 4 holes, 7 shots in the first 7. And so it became McDowell with the lead. As you look at Dustin Johnson's card, +9 today. And again, looked so in control after firing the 66 yesterday. Now 5 behind his playing competitor McDowell, but they are at this treacherous 14th hole where McDowell has drifted down the closely mown slope. And this is Havre from the thick rough at 15.
Not a very good lie. I would almost think he should consider leaving it short here, Johnny, because if he puts it in the right bunker, that's no good.
Front left middle edge is good, right? Putting up the hill.
That would be just fine. It's going left, but too far left.
Well, that was a very poor shot right there. That's got to be pressure. He was aiming way left. I thought he was going to play a little cut, but I think it might have been playing a cut and double crossed it.
Back to 14.
Our leader, Graeme McDowell, left of the green. And we've seen players try to putt it up the slope toward the hole, and they end up going off the other side. So this is dangerous here, Roger.
That is, and as it comes up the slope, it'll throw it a little bit to the left, but it's such a steep embankment, Peter, that they're coming up. It's really hard to judge the speed, and the grass is cut so close. If it doesn't get a hop or two coming off the putter, I could see where you could putt it right off on the other side. This is carrying a lot of speed.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's going to stop, folks. If it stops, I think it will.
Oh, he's lucky. That's the first one we've seen today.
A little bit like Dustin Johnson.
Yeah, exactly.
3rd shot yesterday.
He doesn't realize how lucky he is right now, Roger. He's acting like, oh, it's bad, but man, it could have been a lot worse.
A few more rotations of the ball, and it could have gone right down off the front.
It's like playing roulette golf. You just never know what's going to come up. Let's join Bob Costas.
All right, and we are joined by Tom Watson. What a day for you. You threw the ball into the water.
Reminiscent of what 76, you want to do that.
well, you did it back in '82, so I guess that was a tip of the cap to that moment, right?
It was. You know, this Stillwater Cove, you give her her due. If she doesn't take it off the tee, give her a ball or two.
You had the virtual tap in for the birdie. Somehow that missed, and then around and around for the par to drop.
Yeah, just a lousy stroke in the short stroke. I wasn't thinking too much about making it. I was just kind of thinking about the emotion of the situation, really, honestly.
Let's take a look at a birdie that you did make back on the 4th, one of the highlights of what could be Tom Watson's last U.S. Open round.
Yeah, I hit a little sand wedge in here and made a good left to right putt right there to go 1 under par for the day. It was a nice start. My son's back there and smiling in the background.
That was an emotional walk up 18. Here it is with your son Michael on the bag.
Yeah, I started thinking about him on my bag, and the tears start to flow a little bit, and everything else started to kind of rush in the old heart there, and it was they made a nice bunker shot at 18, didn't they?
Yeah, you did.
That was
you
all
did
right.
To set up the birdie opportunity.
Yeah.
This doesn't belong in my hands. It belongs in yours. Does it look familiar to you?
That does look kind of familiar to me. That has to be that Wilson wedge that I chipped it in 1982, right there.
On 17.
I kind of wear out the middle of it there, don't I?
But you know what? That is the difference between my club and yours. It's worn in only one area.
I thank David Graham for this. David gave me this right out of his garage. He had about 20 of them.
We got to go out to 14. Our thanks to Tom Watson.
So McDowell for his par, leaving it just a bit short.
Let's go, Graham.
So another drop shot.
Almost all the leaders are making 6 here.
Go to 14, you pay the toll, move on.
Well, if everybody makes a 6, it's a non-event, right, Peter?
We haven't seen too many others, as they call them. Just a lot of bogeys. Let's go back up to 15.
Third for Havre. Long bunker shot. They deliver beautifully.
And right underneath the hole for a pretty straight putt.
You think about how Havre got into this championship as a qualifier with some clutch putts just to be here to 17, and Davis Love with a 4-iron.
Nice birdie finish would be good, but better watch out. He doesn't like it at all. And like I told you, the ocean.
Oh, in play, and there
ocean.
it went.
Well, I was saying if you pull it about 25 feet, which is not hard to do on a hole that's this long, you are in the bay.
Tiger for birdie at 15. Is that enough? That was a bid for 2 in a row.
And he knows he needs to make some birdies. The worst McDowell's going to do, I think, is maybe +1. And so that makes a guy like Woods who's +3 have to make a couple birdies to get in the playoff.
16.
Ernie Els with his second shot.
Just a step inside 150 yards, Gary, but he can't see one whisper of this flagstick. Nothing. It's right behind that tree. Touch of a downhill lie into the wind.
Left.
It is left, right at the center of the green.
And that's going to go away from the hole.
Exactly right. Now the green slopes so severely from players right to left. Long putt for birdie, slow putt up the hill.
I can't say anybody's playing real well today, Gary. I'd like to say someone is. I got to give Havre some kudos, but not almost. But somebody's going to win this thing.
Mickelson second.
Now a little kinder shot there. A good look at it, Gary. Got to go some.
That's a really bad miss, short-sided.
I took a chance, Bones. Didn't pay off.
I took a chance. Didn't pay off. So we go to 15.
Havre to stay at even, 1 back.
Not a hard putt, just pressure.
Stays it even. Just out of the game. But again with a 6 off the pace. He's crept within 1 of McDowell. So you've got a man from Northern Ireland and then France, the top 2 on the leaderboard. And then South Africa's Ernie Els. And here's McDowell on the tee behind.
Going with the hybrid. Sets up nice for a draw down the right side. And he likes it. Roger's probably handy. And you can see this ball right here going down the middle. No problem. Keeps trickling down into this little low. And that's a birdie opportunity right there. And he could use a birdie about right now, couldn't he?
He's made just 1 back at the 5th. It's all about minimizing the damage in a U.S. Open. And McDowell and Havre have done the best job so far. At the 15th, leader by 1, Graeme McDowell, positioned beautifully in the fairway at 15. And it is amazing that he is even here. We'll get into that story in just a moment. We go to 16 first with Els.
Lengthy putt. Up the hill, very slow. Gives it again. Oh, good try.
Johnny, you've been alluding to no one taking charge of this U.S. Open. What do you think are the biggest factors for that? Was it the course or just the players that we're seeing here not being able to get it done?
Well, the course average today is 74.9, actually lower than yesterday. It's 468s. Jim Herman, Bo Van Pelt, and Curtis Matt Kuchar. And the bottom line is nobody's playing well. It's open pressure. They're just really hitting some less than quality shots. So I really think the course is tough, but
in the moment on a Sunday at the Open, a combination of a ball from McDowell, though.
You know that 14th hole, you don't have to play that poorly, but all those guys succumb to it and just poor shots.
Back to 16.
Lengthy par putt for Mickelson. Remember, his second was short and to the right.
He really hit as good a third as he could have, Gary. And just leaving himself playing defense way too often.
Yeah, well, you heard him say to Bones after the second, he took a chance and he did not pull it off. He pays the price. And he will drop to +3. Back on the tee at this short par 4. Just a moment ago, Havre with his tee shot. What you're trying to do is put the ball in position on the top of the hill, some 240 yards or so off the tee. And he has done that beautifully.
Talked about McDowell being lucky to be in this championship. How about the way, again, that Gregory Havre got in by way of a 6-for-5 playoff in a sectional qualifying at Walton Heath in England 3 weeks ago. That is how he got into the playoffs, sinking that huge 45-footer, and this is how he actually got into the U.S. Open. He was calm, cool, and collected about the way he got in. This was another guy here, fellow Frenchman Jean-Francois Lucan, making his putt to eliminate a guy in advance, and he jumps into the shoulders of Havre. Lucan wasn't able to make the cut here, but now you've got Havre here in one of the most unlikely scenarios in U.S. Open history, with a chance to win it all, playing with Tiger Woods and outgunning him here.
Pretty good line for Tiger here, although the Tiger!
Comes in
That's really
the
tough
worst
spot.
rough on the entire golf course.
Gary, it's really been the iron shots, even the ones that he's hit off the tee, that have been totally errant today.
A lot of pulls to the left, and that is a shot he absolutely hates to hit. Hates to miss the ball to the left.
Good one. To the flag, give me the shot. Yeah. Yeah, the middle of the green's a good goal. Yeah, but stop there. I know, exactly, yeah, you've got it. That's all you need to do. No, it's a nice one, yeah.
Gary, I'm not totally sure that Havre knows where he stands at the moment exactly. I think he knows he's close, but this would not be the time to try and attack this thing. He's got to keep it a little left.
You can tell by see the graphic there. He's the only player in the final 3 pair who's not over par for the day.
I think you can hit it right at the flag. It's just going to end up left.
Yeah, exactly. You just don't want to miss to the right. That's the one place you cannot go. We just saw that with Mickelson.
Perfect shot is right at the flag. Just kicks left, and you got a little short left, and you got an uphill straight putt.
This one is a mile in the air toward the front left part of the green.
The slope of the green, just following the ball away from the hole.
Pretty much expected there. Not bad.
Up at 17.
This was a moment ago. Players champion Tim Clark with his second shot from behind the green.
This is really hard from here. I mean, that's a great shot.
Not for Tim Clark.
That is a crazy great shot. He couldn't do that again in another 50 balls because he just couldn't stop it inside 10 feet. Unless you landed short of the green, which he did, and just trickled in. What a shot.
Can you imagine if that had been for a U.S. Open title?
That was a lot tougher
Mr.
than
Watson
Tom
moved
Watson
aside, exactly. And here is McDowell for birdie at 15.
You could use a little cushion.
He thought he had it. He had the early walk. He was going to walk that into 2 under. So close.
He needed that one.
Talked about how fortunate he is in to be in this field. 3 weeks ago, he wasn't sure he had done enough in the BMW Championships at Wentworth. He finished 28th and had 3 players here in the States, Brian Gay, Scott Brooklink, and Mickelson, had they birdied the final hole in the Byron Nelson Championship in the U.S., he would have lost out. He would have been knocked out of the top 50, and then he said he had no plans to try and qualify because he wanted to gear up for a tournament next week in Germany. But McDowell very close to not even being here, just like Havre. But here they are battling it out for the U.S. Open Championship.
Again, we haven't seen a European win in the United States Open since 1970.
The 16.
Shot for Woods, and you can see just how long this rough is, just grabbing his club as he makes those practice strokes.
It is a horrible lie, one of the worst I've seen all week.
17.
Ernie Els has not hit the green yet. 4 over at 17.
Yeah, double in round 1 and then followed 2 bogeys. This is a 5-iron.
Second toughest hole on the golf course. The most difficult hole on the golf course for the week.
This is a high hook right at the flagstick.
Just way short. I mean, not even close. A club and a half short. He's saying the wind was into me. I thought it was across.
Tee at 16.
Graeme McDowell, who has driven the ball beautifully today. He's hit 10 of 12 fairways so far.
Hybrid club here, starts it up the right, drawing back. This should be fine. Should be in the middle.
Up to 18.
And Davis Love coming off the double at 17. You saw him go into the ocean, and now the second shot from right along that shoreline.
Well, that's quite the tee shot if that's his drive. Boy, that had to.
There and 2 with an eagle try upcoming.
Wow, what a drive on the second shot.
Boy, if he hadn't have doubled 17, eagle at 18 could have put him in it. A lot of those could have, would has here today on this Sunday. 16.
Very lengthy putt for birdie.
Very slow.
Yeah, direction not really as big an issue as distance here. You'd like to keep it below the hole if you could, if you don't make it, obviously.
This has got a chance. It's got a chance. Man, what a cut. Play to 17.
Mickelson.
That's a 5-iron. Headed right. Well right.
Skips over toward the 18th tee.
So tough. 79 players have come to 17. 7 have hit the green in regulation out of 79 tries.
What's tougher than 17 is trying to figure out who's going to win the 110th United States Open. 14 and 17 have really taken their toll, and McDowell still has the tough par 3 to negotiate.
Welcome back at 16. Tiger Woods for his par. Big swing right to left. He knocks that one in, but not the day that Tiger was looking for. +4 in his round.
Well, he's going to need like a birdie eagle finish to have a chance.
Back at 17.
Mickelson from one of those drop zones.
Well, it actually ended up there, Dan, after it struck a volunteer in the chest. A wonderful shot.
In typical Mickelson fashion, he might make a 3 still.
Fantastic.
But he's 4 behind. And up at 18, Davis Love for eagle.
Watch how this breaks. One of the leaders might need it.
Getting a +3, this would be the lead in the clubhouse, but that is way out to the left.
I'm not sure which putt he was reading, but it wasn't that one.
Back to 17 and else.
It's a clean lie, but with very, very little green to work with. Got to play it out slightly right.
So both Els and Mickelson with par putts at 17. And if Els can scramble for a par here and get to 18, pick up a birdie, maybe post even par, Johnny, that is in the neighborhood.
Yes, it is, but needs some help, huh?
McDowell still has to get to 17. He's over
Bring
at
it
16.
down on the. Say again?
Looking at the piece of bunker in the back of the green there.
Yeah, the back, right edge of that big grandstand's perfect.
Last minute instructions.
The
Yeah,
60
Raj.
shot with that.
164 left here, and
All up.
this just doesn't match his shot
He's
shape.
got a
Anything that's
64
moving
all up.
left has got to kick hard left of the hole, doesn't it?
Maybe
Yes.
8.
56. Definitely some wind there, though, wasn't it?
Not a lot, though. 8 does it for me.
I think we
I mean,
need
this
David
flag's
Fairty.
dead. not masses in there at the minute.
We've got a little indecision here between 7-iron and 8-iron.
The reason I like the 7 was just for the shape, but I mean, I don't have to go smoking this either, do I?
No.
Just had a good solid one.
Yep.
Those accents.
Take it more out the pin, just left it with a shape, you know.
Yeah, on the 3 guys, yeah, perfect.
Right at the grandstand, his caddy said, Roger.
Firm 8-iron.
This is turning toward the center of the green.
Funnel all it's going to funnel all the way to the left edge of the green, just where we saw Havre putt from a moment ago as we go ahead to 17.
Big par putt for Ernie.
Just hit and hope. Just when you got to hit it that softly, it just, any break, it just moves it one way or the other.
Well, he will look back at this hole this week and think this is where the championship was lost if he does not do something miraculous at the 18th.
He slips to +2, 3 behind McDowell. Another look at the delicate stroke.
You can see it just sort of wobbling along, and it's so hard to read those. And you'll look back at number 10. I think also Dottie that hole just hit the bad drive right and just hit the 3rd shot also in the hazard.
He dropped 5 shots on 17th alone this week. Else did. Now Mickelson for par to stay at +3.
Get up and in as usual.
Yep, that's zone 3. So just a couple of groups left to handle the 17th. And they feature 2 guys on top of the board. McDowell and Havre. Back on the tee is Tiger and Havre. Mark.
Dan, when Havre walked onto this tee, it was a thunderous ovation, and he kind of walked up onto the tee and just stopped for a second and sort of gazed around at the crowd and shook his head, and it was almost like he was saying, what is going on here? And then he just broke into a big smile, and it was just an amazing scene. People really embracing him right now.
Could be one of the most amazing stories in the history of this championship if Havre can pull it off. 1 behind.
Here's Tiger. Didn't show him something good. Is that coming back?
It is coming back. It's very high. Will it carry?
I guess that's why not many people are hitting this green, because that was a good shot, and the green is just not receiving. The shot is 219 yards, and I'm just not sure if the green is soft enough to really receive a 219-yard shot.
Johnny Havre does not have the kind of swing that looks like it would generate a whole lot of club head speed and thus not a lot of spin, but he has spun the ball quite well today. Likes a little bit of a draw as his general shot.
Yeah, I'm sure he's as nervous as he's ever been. The hole, in case you want to see it, folks, is right in this area here. And the ocean is just 14 steps left of where you're hitting at 219 yards. Don't go left.
It is not left. It's toward the right part of the green. It will need to bite, I think.
Near the bank. He's got enough green to work with. I went in every bunker today saying, okay, if a guy hits it here, does he have a shot? He has a good shot from there.
Back at 16.
And the eyes of Graeme McDowell as he lines up this lengthy putt for a birdie.
Well, it's slowing uphill here. I think he'll try to move right initially through the first half of the putt. It should straighten up in the area of the hole a little bit, shouldn't it?
Yes, it certainly will, Roger. We're trying to go back to the left.
Carrying good pace.
It's nicely done. shot. He wants to go ahead and tap that in. We'll go up to 18.
Phil Mickelson has already hit his tee shot in play here. Now Ernie 3 behind.
Want to hit those 2 trees and play a draw. It's a perfect shot with a 3 metal. There's the draw. You can see it. I hope he played for it. And he does. And you can reach the green from there, no problem. That tree right there that he just passed is 244 yards to the middle. So he probably has like 230.
To 16.
Par putt for Dustin Johnson. Second shot just got through the back of the green.
Oh, man. Shooting a big number. Shooting in the 80s, huh?
Well, that will make him +4 for the championship. That means he is 10 over par for the day.
I was in for 81. And it won't be easy to sleep tonight.
To 17.
Havre looking around the edge of this bunker, coming up onto the green.
He does have a lot of green to work with. You're right, Johnny. I think the most difficult part of this shot is the ball will be above his feet, and it's real easy to hit behind it too far in that situation. Not to mention the 71st hole of the U.S. Open.
Well, the worst part about his stats, he's 184th in sand saves in Europe. And so maybe that's all thrown aside. It's been an inspired Open championship for him. He's 7 out of 11 up and ends this week, which is very good. Seems like he's a new man. I don't know. Maybe if he wins this, we can say, what the heck have you done in the last week or so to turn this on? He's going to kick left and roll left, and you want to keep it short of the hole. So you have an uphill putt, I think. Short left would be great. Short left. It's a good shot, but it leaves himself a very, very difficult putt. And he knows it.
And Tiger's next, just off to the right. Beautiful birdie here yesterday, part of his back nine 31 and third round 66, where he read the break and the speed just exactly right.
Good little chunk in the triple.
And Ernie looking for eagle here at 18, which could give him an even score in the clubhouse.
226 yards total, Dan. 217 to the front, where it's very steep.
It's been only 3 eagles ever on this 18th hole in the 5 U.S. Opens played here.
Let's see if he can hit the shot of his life and maybe make eagle. Most people, Dottie, leave this right.
This is a 3-iron. This was absolutely fanned.
Well, it's a good miss. He's a great bunker player. Wouldn't be out of the question to come close to holding that. It's a lot better than the ocean.
Got a chance from there. Second for Mickelson.
226.
And you can see where he's aiming, Dottie. He's aiming out sort of over the ocean and maybe trying to bring it back with a little draw.
Now, you wouldn't expect him to do anything else, would you?
No, he's got to go.
That's headed for the same bunker where Ernie is.
Yeah, that's where he's going to hit it, and that's a nice uphill lie.
Back at 17. Huge putt for Havre to stay at even one behind.
You're right. This is the biggest putt of his life. This gives cushion to Graeme McDowell if he misses.
Didn't hit it.
Right in the middle of the hole, perfectly read.
So Havre back to +1. Cushion is now 2 for McDowell.
Can't say that that's a terrible score in this hole because it's playing 3.5, and with the pressure, I didn't really think McDowell would probably par either. So there's a good chance that it'll only be a 1-stroke lead going into 18 for McDowell.
Tiger for par. Still a +3. Tiger's in a tie for 4th right now.
Like I said tonight, you're gonna guys like Woods, Elf, Mickelson, Love. If they don't win, Dustin Johnson are gonna sit up tonight.
It's not a monster one. I can hit this in there and look at one.
That thing so easily.
You're trying with the front though. Yeah.
Maybe it's a good thing that Graeme McDowell is not a golf historian and doesn't know all of the history here at 17 and how the past champions have gotten it done with Nicklaus's 1-iron back at 72 and the Watson chip at an 82.
Well, if he can hit the left side of the green here, this will be the shot of his life, Roger Maltby.
You bet it will. This is a 4-iron, John. Wind feels like it's almost starting to come against.
I don't think it's enough club.
Maybe it's very high. It's turning just a little left club. I think it's really got to go.
Yeah, not even close. Not even close. You know, I think they're misjudging the wind. That's a long bunker shot. You can see.
That against.
I think that's tough. That is crazy tough.
You got the drop? Yeah.
Especially with what is on the line here.
You could have hit a 3-iron for all it was worth and not get it past the flag.
Tee at 18, Tiger Woods.
And he is looking right down the line of the coast here, Johnny.
Yes, he is. He's looking right there. Instead of drawing, he used his speed and he's hitting a power fade. It's sitting up though, but not sitting up. Well, I don't know. It's not too bad, but it's not great.
And up ahead, 3rd for Ernie Els.
Perfectly flat lie. Got a downhill hooking wind. Got to give it room out to the right, much as he needed to at the last hole.
He has always been a great bunker player.
Well, this tempo sets you up to be a great bunker player without even trying.
To an eagle. Another birdie putt to post +1. Now Havre back on the tee. Now 2 behind.
So his eyes are looking. I mean, just inside that tree. Can he pull it off? Maybe make eagle. Beautiful tempo. Beautiful swing.
And a good-looking shot. It goes just left of the tree.
And there he is. He's through. He's at less than 230 yards.
He's in goal zone. Mickelson up ahead with his 3rd.
Almost hops in the hole. Not a very good shot for Phil. He had enough room to land it just over the bunker.
Final 3 groups of the golf course. And the final group is Graeme McDowell. 2 shots clear of Havre in the Open. One of the great scenes in all of golf. Final 2 holes to decide a U.S. Open championship at Pebble at 17. McDowell from the bunker. Roger.
A lot of sand to cover, not much green to work with. This is a tough bunker shot.
Can't land it much better than that.
He's about as good as he could do, John. He's going to have 10 feet or so, maybe a little bit more coming down the hill.
There were some bad things that could have happened there. He could have left it in the bunker. Here's Els' birdie putt.
Mickelson has already missed his birdie. Els for the lead in the clubhouse at +1.
Had to make that, Ernie. You had to make that. You deserved it. Good bunker shot and just pushed it a little.
+2 is the lead right now.
And that is
but it's going to be a little too little. And Mickelson Finishes up with a 73 +3 for the championship. So he'll be chasing another U.S. Open next year at Congressional after finishing second in this U.S. Open, a record 5 times, the latest last year at Bethpage. So final 2 groups. Tiger out in the rough at 18, Mark.
And it is rough. So I'm not sure what he's going to try and do here.
He might be trying to scoot it down there in that right bunker.
Well, hit it hard. Be just short of the green, but pretty good shot right there.
I think it's a really good shot. He's trying to hit some low draw and maybe pull off a miracle, but maybe hole it out. He's figuring.
Starts on the edge of the top and pitch at 185, like the number you said. That's perfect. It's that's a good one, though. It's a good one with this, yeah.
This was one impressive tee shot by Havre here. He's got just 224 to the hole. It's gotten chilly though, and the wind is right in his face.
Well, if he can handle this pressure, I am so impressed. Impressed with the tee shot, impressed with the whole round, and see what he's got here.
Just the 4th major championship he's ever played in, first U.S. Open.
Starts again with it, okay?
Okay, so before he plays that second shot over at 17, par attempt for McDowell. Drops back to even.
Yeah.
And so Havre, as he plays this shot, is just 1 back.
Ten over.
Just a little right, but it is turning left. Kick straight.
He's still in a great spot. If he could get this up and in, it's going to put the pressure on McDowell to have to make birdie.
Definite birdie possibilities for Havre at 18. McDowell has slipped to even. We'll be right back. Right back here at Pebble Beach with a final group. Graeme McDowell at the 18th. Up 30 yards today, the tee. Again, enticing players to reach it in 2. 513 is the yardage.
You know, that cutout that's out there that fell into the ocean is really in play if you hit that draw on too much draw. And so there's, you get an OB to the right, ocean left, and all this pressure. He knows you're a man from Great Britain, having won this thing since 1970, and all the pressure that goes with it and how it changes his life. And what's really exciting is to see a guy with all those things I know going through his mind. He's a very intelligent guy. He has got to overcome all that and somehow keep it simple and stick to basics and hit that little power hook out there off those 2 trees. But he's going to go with the driver. He's not playing chicken.
Just inside that.
I'm not sure I'd give him this if I was caddying for him.
About 8 seconds of the yellow leaf book.
He's got a lot of confidence.
Yeah, you want to just left of the tree. Just left of the tree and goes in the rough, so be it. Okay, right then. Yeah, exactly, right then.
Nobody from Northern Ireland has won this championship. Nobody from France has won it.
Don't forget Stevie.
This is right at the trees, John.
Catch a lie.
That's a good lie.
First cut.
It's a really good lie. I think sitting up a little bit, and he's trying to find some saliva.
That's exactly right. Long day here. Tiger up ahead. 3rd shot.
He's got to make it.
That was on tape. While McDowell was hitting his tee shot behind. And now Havre from this bunker.
It's a good lie, a little bit on the upslope. Shouldn't be much of a problem.
It sure isn't. this could be made. It's actually not a hard bunker shot. Just sort of chunk and run if you want. Just get it out and let it run up there. Chance to make birdie and put super pressure on McDowell. Probably force McDowell to have to go for the green if he makes his putt. You know, otherwise McDowell could lay it up just short of the bunker where Tiger was and chip it up there and 2-putt and win the
Hey guys,
Open.
it's fun, right? That's great.
You're making me crazier than anybody in the booth here, I'll tell you that. His dad
Happy
here.
Father's Day to all the dads out there.
Yep.
My dad's out there somewhere though.
Kenny is his father. He wanted him to be here. He had never seen this great coastline at Pebble Beach, which reminds Graeme so much of his homeland in Portrush, Northern Ireland. His mother is home watching. They watch every shot of his golfing career if they can, keep track of him on the internet. And he said it was such a special treat to have his father here on Father's Day, who had never seen this Pebble Beach coastline and was the guy responsible for first putting a golf club in his hands and turning him on to this game of golf. Up ahead, it's Tiger for birdie.
Tough putt to read. Just doesn't come back. It's pretty straight.
The 10 years after the most dominating performance in championship history. Tiger Woods is 75 on the final day. Began the day 5 off the pace, and many thought we might see again the old Tiger making a charge on Sunday, but not to be. Although he's going to finish high on a leaderboard again for the second time this season after a good finish at the Masters.
His tee to green game sort of failed. He only hit half the greens today, and he's going to look at this too, that he could have won this.
Pretty amazing when you think about him leading the stage now for Gregory Havre.
Yeah, we'll say it.
Only one Frenchman has even won a major. It came at the 1907 British Open. French golfers probably more remembered for what Jean Van de Velde did at the 1999 British Open. Try to think of one who stands out. They've had a lot of fine golfers in the past, but this would be the biggest moment certainly in that country's golfing history and sporting history. Be right up there.
Just moves a little left, Roger. Not much break. Not a hard putt for a right-hander. Maybe right edge and knock it in. He just really pulled it badly. That's just so much pressure. I mean, it is really a lot of pressure on anybody. We're so used to Tiger and Phil and people making them at Augusta at the end, but the U.S. Open pressure is tough.
Okay, since now a par will win it for McDowell. I mean, this is going to change the strategy here.
We just got hit in the middle of the green, Kenny, you know, so we want to just chip the ball away some clubs.
They saw that miss. They knew what it was. They knew if he didn't make that, it changes all the strategy. Just he has a beautiful chance to just lay it up and short and just hit a wedge in there and 2-putt. But this is no gimme either. And sometimes you have a letdown after you have a chance to really force a playoff. And you think you're out of it now. You got to keep your concentration, which he is.
Here, it's a great week for Havre, who just came out of nowhere in the qualifier. So now it's all on Graeme McDowell's shoulders.
I don't want you to do anything you're not comfortable with.
That's it. Win it.
Play the way you want to play. Play the way you want to play. I just don't want to hit too hard and squirt it out soft. you know, and leave myself in no man's land.
Clear decision. Clear decision. Yeah, 9-iron down there in the sun wedge, John. That's the way we do it. Come on.
Pitch the 8-iron. What's the all up?
Well, that's going to go too far, isn't it?
Bit of wind hurting here. Soft lie.
Yeah, you're going to leave yourself 80 yards.
Okay. We got all up 240?
240. 233. So you've gone away. If you did 145 down that right side, you're going to leave yourself on 90 anyway.
Like on the end of the tent there?
Yeah.
Right edge of that grandstand?
Right edge of the grandstand.
Layup strategy in place, John.
Yes, sir. He's trying to hit at the end of the grandstand on the right with a little draw, a little low trap draw.
Okay, this will be fine. Really not a low trap draw, but
it's just a full 8-iron, I think is what it was, Roger.
Yeah, and just leave himself a wedge to the green.
Even though that's a very narrow little spot, he just hit that too.
You'd like to think you could hit it with an 8-iron, though, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Well, that's why his caddy said to do that.
Dustin Johnson now.
You're not right. Those flags up there are the
three.
only ones you're thinking about.
Headed into this final round before it all came unraveled.
Yeah, you can.
Triple, double, bogey stretch.
You know,
42, outward 9.
Even lands 5 short with left of the bunker.
And then even a couple of bogeys at 16 and 17, dropping to +5.
Well, he came unraveled on this tee shot. 184 left to the hole.
Big high towering approach shot here. Well, that's sort of what we expected him to do most of the day and win this United States Open, but 2 putts out for 80, I think.
Instead, it's Graeme McDowell stealing the spotlight. Laid up perfectly. You know, when you think of golfers from Northern Ireland, there's a couple that come to your mind before Graeme McDowell, Darren Clark, the veteran entertaining guy to watch, and then Rory McIlroy, the young 21-year-old who didn't even make the cut here, but McDowell and McIlroy are good friends as we throw it down to Mark Rolfe.
Thank you very much, Dan. Tiger, when you look back on today, what will you take positive out of this round today?
Not a whole lot. I was telling Stevie, we made 3 mental mistakes today, and only thing that cost us was a chance to win the Open.
All right, well, you gave it a good shot, but didn't get there.
Thanks, man.
The third here for McDowell.
Well, he was looking for 100 yards to the hole. He's got 99.
And you do not want to hit it just short of hole high because it'll spin all the way down the bank and maybe even into that bunker. Gotta get past the hole over to the right.
Well, this is a solid shot behind the hole right, it looks like.
That's very nicely done. Perfectly done.
2 putts from there to win what he's been dreaming about for a long, long time.
I can't help but wonder who's more nervous, Mr. McDowell or David Faraday right now.
Talking about Rory McIlroy, who of course is the 21-year-old up-and-coming superstar, and McDowell actually credits Rory.
Or am I just a little nervous? Probably the second. Probably the latter. Come on!
I'll tell you, he's been cool. He's a sharp cookie. He's a fun guy. The more you get to know him, the better it gets.
See right there. Yeah, to know Graeme McDowell is to like him. He is one of those guys that is just so friendly. Feel like you've known him forever when you met him just once.
Exactly.
And that's an Irish trait, isn't it? It's just an easy-going way. They play this game with a passion. It's in their blood.
He's going to get over this putt, though. He's going to say, how do you cozy it down there for a tap it? How do you do that?
Dustin Johnson's eagle try will come first.
Where are you, Roger? You up by the green?
I am, John, right behind the green here. And from the fairway, I thought McDowell's shot was closer to the hole. I didn't realize it was quite that deep.
But you know, if he would have hit just short of the hole, it could suck all the way down off the green into that bunker or near it.
Oh, absolutely. With that false edge in front, you just get it spinning back some, and it would come right off.
Let's go to Jimmy Roberts.
All right, Dan, thanks very much here with Phil Mickelson. Phil, a 73 for you today, 3 over for the championship. Safe to say that this pretty much all came down to putting?
It could have, yes, you could say that. I thought when I made that putt on the first hole that this was going to be a great day, and when you saw that Dustin made a triple early, it was anybody's ball game. And I had a number of opportunities there on the first 6-7 holes to get well under par and to really take advantage of those birdie holes, and I didn't do it. And but again, I love the fact that I had an opportunity to win. I love the fact that we had the U.S. Open here at Pebble Beach.
All right, Phil, thanks very much for your time.
Thanks, Jimmy.
And that putt will show Graeme McDowell just how quick it is. I think that was an important putt for him to see, Roger.
I'd agree, John. This is all about pace. I mean, there's not enough break in the putt to fool you or make you miss badly.
No.
It's all about the speed.
Trying to stay in the routine. Last player from the United Kingdom of England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland to win a major, Paul Lawrie, 99 British Open at Carnoustie. Have not been a lot of major champions from the UK since World War II, as Dustin Johnson misses the birdie try.
Well, Graeme didn't need to see that. What a day.
82 for Dustin Johnson. It's the highest final round by a 54-hole leader in the U.S. Open since an 83 turned in by Fred McLeod all the way back in 1911.
Well, Roger, what do you think?
I think my heart's beating fast. I don't know about his.
He talked about his father, Kenny. Brought out here for Father's Day, first look at Pebble Beach, and on Father's Day to see your son win a U.S. Open. I don't know how it gets any better than that.
It's just a gentle little downhill putt that's not super scary. It will not run off the green if you're 3 feet by, but just breaks which it's a touch to the right, Roger.
Yeah, John, he's almost, because he's left of the hole as the golfers play, he's almost kind of going back uphill a little bit for the first part of it. And then it starts to flatten out. But I don't think it's overly speedy from here.
No, it isn't. Just cozy it down there. It's good speed. It's very good speed. Still not a gimme by any means. When these pressure, you're thinking of a lot of things.
His last start a couple of weeks ago in Wales. In the last 80 years, only 4 players have won this championship coming off a victory in their previous start. There's just one little putt left here to grab the United States Open. And Graeme McDowell's dream has come true. From Northern Ireland, he's a U.S. Open champion at Pebble Beach.
Ken Conroy is,
and here comes his dad. First time at Pebble.
Oh, you're some kid. You're some kid. You're some kid. Crazy. Come on. Watch out, we're going to wonder. Come on. Brendan. Okay, enjoying this, right? Watch out, don't let me get hit.
You're some kid, his dad said. He's some golfer. And that's some kind of nerve.
I talked to him after the round yesterday. He says, I'm in perfect position. I like playing. He had lost his lead.
And all week long he told us, I'd be lying if I haven't thought about picking up that trophy.
Oh, yeah.
He's not too long away from picking it up for real.
Oh, man, that's a wonderful win.
74 by Graeme McDowell. It's the highest final round by a champion in a quarter century, but on a difficult golf course on a day where a lot of the best players in the world had a hard time handling the moment. It's 30-year-old Graeme McDowell from Northern Ireland who sits on top of the board. Let's go down to Mark Rolfe.
Gregory, it was a valiant effort. You came up just short, but describe what it was like for you that last hour when you knew you had a chance to win the U.S. Open.
It was good. It was really good. I was playing fine. Started really strongly with some very good shots. It was a very good start for me to be confident. And on this last holes, I was thinking that I was able to do it because I was playing fine and my putting since 3 days. And today was good enough to expect the best. And I was confident, but yeah, it's a shame that this putt on 17 and on 18 are not as good as the other ones. It's been 70 great putting holes, and those two ones, it's a shame.
What about the putt at 18? What went wrong there?
Well, I just pulled it. I mean, I probably look at it too quick, and it started straight over left, and I knew from the beginning that it was long and under the hole, which is probably the very bad putt. Hopefully I hold the next one because it was a bit bumpy there and not that short. So I was obviously happy at least to make a 5 there.
When you arrived at Pebble Beach this week, did you have any idea this could happen to you?
No, of course not. I mean, it's my first ever US Open. I qualified. I held a 50-footer to qualify, to go in a playoff in world tennis and make it. And all of a sudden, I play Sunday with Tiger. It's a bit of a what can I say, a bit of a way till that, but very exciting. And but I knew I had some chance, and I played everything thinking I was able to win it. And it's a shame I come one short. Yeah.
Congratulations on a great show.
Thanks a lot.
Dan?
Thank you, Mark. France comes close, but it's Northern Ireland, reminiscent of the shores here at Pebble Beach, and Graeme McDowell, who win the 110th United States Open Championship at Pebble Beach by one shot.
Come on, Kenny! Come on!
Kenny McDowell sprints out for a hug. With a presentation to the latest U.S. Open champion, Graeme McDowell, when we come back to Pebble. Coveted United States Open trophy about to go to the 79th different player. Tradition that started back in 1895 and has gone coast to coast across this country for more than 100 years. Palmer, all the greats. U.S. Open champions. And here at Pebble Beach for the 5th time, in the footsteps of Nicklaus, Tom Watson, Tom Kite, and Tiger Woods. The latest U.S. Open champion about to be crowned here, Graeme McDowell from Northern Ireland, who's 74, was good enough to get it done. And become the first man from Northern Ireland to have his name etched on that championship trophy. And he's coming out with the president of the United States Golf Association, Jim Hyler. Three-shot comeback behind Dustin Johnson.
It's a wonderful finish for European golf. Finally a winner, and not only a winner, but a second-place Frenchman, Havre.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the champion of the 110th United States Open, Graeme McDowell.
Graeme, congratulations. When Gregory Havre did not make birdie at 18, how, if at all, did that change your approach?
Yeah, wow. I had 220 front edge, and I was debating whether to have a go on 2. And obviously, when I saw Greg miss his putt, I completely bailed out of that idea and got the 9-iron out and left myself my nice number, 100 yards, and somehow just trying to get it onto the green, and did that. And you know, it's so difficult to win a golf tournament, let alone a major championship. And great playing from Greg today. I mean, he played fantastic golf the last couple of days, and I'm just so thrilled to get over the line.
If I've got my time zones right, it's around 2:30 in the morning in Ireland. Are they watching?
I think they'll be watching. There'll be a few pints of Guinness maybe going down right about now.
Are the pubs still open, or will they keep them open?
Well, I think they might extend drinking hours a little bit tonight. Hopefully, my mum's in Spain, so I hope she's watching. If she is, I love you, Mum. I'll see you very soon. My dad's in the crowd. Obviously, a proud moment to have him here. So many great friends here this week, and so many Irish people in the crowd cheering me on. And I don't know what it is about the Irish. They just seem to get everywhere, you know. But yeah, I just can't explain how I feel right now. It's amazing.
You said before this final round, if the golfing gods smile on me, maybe I can come out of here with a trophy. They did.
I guess they did. I just can't believe how difficult this golf course was. I kept my head down pretty much until about I bogeyed 10, and I had a little peek at the leaderboard to see what was going on, and no one was going crazy, and I couldn't believe it. It's I really just tried to stay calm that back 9, and I really did. I did a great job of it. There's bogeys out here though. Doesn't matter how good you play. I mean, Mr. Davis sets an unbelievable golf course up. I think everyone really enjoyed the test this week. It was fair. Good golf got rewarded, and bad golf got punished pretty badly. But I just can't thank the green staff enough this week. The golf course was wonderful. I mean, marshals, the crowds, just everyone involved, the USGA. I mean, what a week.
Once Dustin Johnson fell back early and you had the lead, you knew that you had giants like Woods and Mickelson and Els potentially breathing down your neck, but none of them really made a move.
Yeah, like I say, this golf course is extremely difficult, and it's very tough to make birdies. You go chasing and you'll make bogeys, and Dustin got off to a really bad start. After the way he played yesterday, I thought if the same guy turned up today, he was going to be really tough to beat. But I really just try to concentrate on my game, and I just can't believe I'm standing here with this thing right now. It's an absolute dream come true. I've dreamed this all my life. 2 putts to win the US Open. I couldn't believe I actually had a 20-footer to do that today, and wow, this thing feels amazing.
Not only are you standing here with it, but soon your name will be etched on it right there. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Graeme McDowell, there he is, your 110th US Open champion. Dan?
And just from that interview right there, you get a sense of why Graeme McDowell is so easy to like and root for. And he comes through by 1 over Gregory Havre. It was a disappointing day for a number of golfers, including Ernie Els and Dustin Johnson. Both of those golfers electing not to stop and be interviewed. Very upset at the events today, not being able to make a closing charge there. Well, you can head to NBCSports.com for a full recap of the day's events. That's the U.S. Open wrap-up presented by Lexus, live on NBCSports.com. And then coming up at 10 p.m., an all-new Law and Order criminal intent. What a week it was indeed for Graeme McDowell and for our entire NBC golf team. What a pleasure it was to broadcast this from Pebble Beach again. Dan Hicks, so long from Pebble Beach, where Graeme McDowell wins the 110th edition. So long, everyone.